Hey everybody, it's a Wednesday edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. That is Talent. That is Fig. And of course, you guys know this is the sports comedy talk show called The Box Seats. If you guys are not familiar with the comics and who's been around in this game for a very long time, they've been in comedy commercials. They've been in comedy specials. They've done everything related to comedy. They've started some films, TV shows. But these dudes are stars. Like star with R. You know, Fig, I can't hear you.
Thank you. Finally, he recognized us, Big. We stars, baby.
Star, you know what I mean? Stars, like, you know, y'all do your thing on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But you know what? We gotta get ready to get this show underway, man. Let's jump right into it. And normally, I always get ready to give us a COVID report and get things started with the COVID report. Now, the funny thing is the COVID report I wanted to start talking about today is the Ohio State, you know, the Big Ten championship eligibility. I said 2 days ago, Ohio State game was canceled. But then this morning, Ohio State is having issues with Big Ten because in order to be able to play in the Big Ten championship game, you have to have won 6. Ohio State is 5-0. Now the issue this morning is now they're talking about the Big Ten conference, talking about bending the rules to make sure Ohio State can qualify. Now, Talent, is that fair?
First of all, we can't expect fair in the COVID season, man. It's COVID season, and we got games being canceled and pushed around. I don't know, man. I think maybe in this situation, we got to bend the rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair, but COVID's not fair.
I mean, that's true too. But all of a sudden, they made some rules right before the season started. And they said, okay, you got to win 6 to be in and everything else. Ohio State had several games canceled, so they haven't even played 6 games yet. They're 5-0. They haven't even played 6 games yet, and the season's just about over. Yes, we all know because now the big championship games is always New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and all that. So you know what I mean? They get a week off and all that stuff. So they might not even get a chance to get that 6th game in to be 6-0. So Fig, I know you always say the fair thing about the pigs and all that stuff, but I'm gonna say this. To you. Forget about the pigs and everything else. Is that really necessarily even fair, whether it's pigs or not? Is it,
whether it's pigs or not, fair is a place where they have pie eating contests. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's what you do at a fair.
I know he's going to do something with it. I know he's going to do something with a fair.
Man, I don't care what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, man, they tell us that it's COVID season, baby. It's COVID, baby. That's what it is. And listen, Ohio State,
they bend the rules?
Listen, the fact of the matter is, let me tell you why they're doing this. In America, if you want to get down to the bottom of the story, follow the money, baby. It's always about the money. Ohio State is big time organization, big time school. They got a lot of fans. They got a lot of people that will watch TV if Ohio State is in it, and they're trying to make sure that they get their money. Because here's the thing: if Ohio State is not playing, that's a whole bunch of fans that's not going to watch. It's not like NFL football. College fans don't really watch like the games. They watch the games, but they really watching for their team to see how their team does. So if Ohio State is not in there, that's a whole bunch of viewers that they're not going to get. And the NCAA, baby, they want their money. That's why they got these kids playing for free. And the coaches and the organizations getting millions and millions of dollars. So follow the money, baby. Forget about fair. Forget about your pie. Forget about your pigs. Forget about riding on them cheap rides that ain't safe to ride on anyway. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'll say this. If Ohio State's not in it, if one of these big time programs like UCLA, USC, these big time programs that bring a lot of big fan base not in it, it's going to be problems. It's going to mess up a lot of people's money. So I think that's the big issue. In other news, Coach K Coach K literally did a press conference after Duke got smacked last night. And literally said that he said, quote, like, why are we even playing during this pandemic? It makes no sense. The college kids that he saw, and I saw a lot of the clips, the highlights of it. He said the kids are affected by the playing and the whole situation the kids are in. So, Talent, I guess the thought process, is now to throw out there to you. Why are they playing? I mean, it's obviously about the money, but don't you think college basketball should at least say, hey, you know what, let's push it back? Because they can push it back a couple more months. They can push it back. Push back March Madness, push back all that. What's your thought?
Yeah, well, I tell you one thing, you push back March Madness, it doesn't go with anything else like April Madness, June Madness, July Madness.
No.
It got to be in March. March Madness. I feel like the same thing Fig said. It's about the money, obviously, but I think that the fact that the NBA is playing, it's setting a precedence down the food chain, so to speak. So the fact that they're playing, everything that leads you up to the NBA, I guess they want to see playing. They want to see high school ballers getting back to balling because that's how they get to college. They want to see college play because that's how you get to the league. So when you start at the top of the food chain and you say y'all can go eat, everybody below that's their in-game goal is going to feel like they should be out there eating as well.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And yeah, that's true too. You really can't move back March Madness because people look at the March Madness games to figure out who they're going to draft in the upcoming NBA draft, which is usually May. You know what I mean? But again, this is a crazy year, and next year it's going to be affected by that too.
All you got to do is change the name to March Maskness.
Fig, what do you think? You think?
Yo, man, that's crazy. Yo, I'll tell you this. You know how bad it is? You say they play college basketball and college football. All the other sports got wiped out, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Gymnastics, swimming, soccer, all those other sports that don't get big TV viewership and don't bring in millions of dollars. All of those is on COVID. They just pushed aside. There's no funding for that. Right. So you know what they're doing? They're taking that money, and that money pays for the universities, not just the coaches. It pays for the facilities. I heard something yesterday, I believe it was, they take that money and they make their facilities state of the art.
That's
because just say like a recruit goes to Ohio State, and Ohio State's facility is like top notch. They got computers. It's state of the art. It's beautiful. They got swim pools, stuff like that. And then you go to Michigan, and it looks like a rinky-dink high school, type of facility. Then the college recruiter is like, yo, why am I going here? And I just left that beautiful spot over there. It's like, here's the thing. You take your wife to a $2 million mansion, and then you take her to an apartment that's $500. Which one you think she gonna want, Frank?
Yeah,
we know what the deal is. It's the same thing with college recruits.
That's true.
The more that you could, smooth them when they coming in, the better it looks for the organization. So at the end of the day, it's about the money, baby.
Okay, we got to keep continuing to move the show along. In other COVID report news, Dez Bryant, who we all know, Dez Bryant has got hired and picked up by Baltimore Ravens. He was on the field last night. He was getting ready, and somebody tapped him on the shoulder. Said, yeah, you got to come back because you tested positive, bro. Now, mind you, he was on the field during warm-ups, everything, shaking everybody's hands, doing everything, pound, all that other stuff, and they took him out the game. He was upset. He tweeted and everything else. And in some tweets, he tweeted that he's even quitting football. Now, I don't know if he's going to necessarily really quit football and all that stuff, but I would just say it's really amazing that he was on the field and he tested positive and they didn't cancel the game because he literally was talking to everybody and shook a lot. Some of the Cowboys people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, talent. So I don't know, man. Looking at that from that point of view, what's your thought process? And keep it under 60 seconds. We got a lot to talk about today. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think it's messed up. I mean, I don't know why he feels the way he feels. I mean, it's just protocol. Mm-hmm. I mean, but everybody surrounding it have a right to be nervous and feel the way they feel because, like you said, you done interacted. You've been out here for a minute interacting, shaking hands, kissing babies, and boom, it comes up you're positive. Then ththose people have a right and a reason to work. Right.
Now, he felt the way he did with talent because he played for the Cowboys and he wanted to smash them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I get that. Yeah, he circled that he was looking forward to that for a long time. Fig, what's your thoughts? 60 seconds.
Man, listen, at the end of the day, I really just want to know, sidebar, can you catch COVID from getting a pat on the behind? Because that's what football players do. You know what I mean? You out there on the field and giving you the pat on the behind. He slapped a lot of behinds on the sidelines, on the Cowboys side and on the Ravens side. So if you can catch COVID by getting a pat on the behind, I expect to see a lot of Ravens and Cowboys players come up with the COVID in the next couple of weeks. That's all I'm trying to say, and I'm going.
Right, and you get tackled a lot, and that happens too. Believe me, I get that. But the big game last night happened. The Baltimore Ravens played the Cowboys. The Baltimore Ravens smashed the Cowboys, and my dumb butt actually picked the Cowboys. I actually thought that the Cowboys might have a chance. But after what Jerry Jones said this morning and everything else, I'm gonna ask you this, Talent: do the Cowboys have a chance to be able to secure Dak Prescott this year? And are they going in the right direction? Do you think they're going in the wrong direction, especially after that? That loss was pivotal last night.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to ask yourself, Frank, do they want to?
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy whose contract's been dragged out. You know, next year will make the third year. Mm-hmm. They've been dragging it out, extending it, and giving him what he's asked for and all that stuff. I believe there's a method behind the madness. There's a reason you drag this sucker out. I've been saying it from day one. You know, unfortunately, the Cowboys are a very racially biased team. I'm not going to call them racist, but racially biased, meaning over history, it's proven to us the black players, quarterback or not, receivers, running backs, all the way back to Emmitt Smith, they've always had to haggle and fight for their money.
Yeah, can't dispute that.
Where the Aikmans and the Danny White and the Romos, no haggling.
Mm-hmm. Craig, do you think actually the game last night, the loss by last night, helped out Dak Prescott in a way for him to make sure he's going to secure that big bag? Because they look like an incompetent team without an actual quarterback. They really look bad all around. So what's your thoughts?
The truth of the matter is every team looks horrible without a good quarterback. That's the most important part on the field. Here's the thing. Dak proved himself day one, to tell you the truth, because he proved himself to the point where Tony Romo couldn't get back on the field, and Tony Romo was like a son to Jerry Jones. So as soon as he got healthy, if Dak Prescott wasn't balling out, they'd have put Tony Romo back in the game. Tony Romo ended up retiring because Dak Prescott was so good. So why don't you pay the man? It's like, it doesn't make, like, I don't care what kind of carrot you put in front of this young man and ask him, you know, to reach for. He's done it all. He's done everything. He's won playoff games. He's won big games. He's won everything except a Super Bowl. The man deserves his money, and you should have paid him a long time ago. Jerry is stringing this thing out, and he looks really bad, and so do the Dallas Cowboys. But hey, it's the Cowboys. They always look bad.
On the flip side, Talent, does Lamar Jackson able to take the Baltimore Ravens, who are now sitting outside the playoffs? Is he going to be able to take the Ravens to get the last playoff spot seed? Because, you know, I think the next game they got coming is the Browns. You think he's going to be able to run the table and get them in there in the playoffs, or you think this is going to be the year?
I don't think he's going to run the table. I think in their final games, they're probably at best split. You know what I mean? But too little, too late, probably. You know what I mean? Looking at the team, I expected him to do a lot early, and that team just went in the opposite direction. So I don't see them running the table. The Browns are bored.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, Fake. So you see the Ravens taking that last playoff spot and be able to slide in there and be able to make it on the AFC side?
It might be these games right here. This is where the rubber meets the road. They get really tough. The Browns is going to be a tough out for the Ravens because they got a decent defense. On the Browns, they pretty decent, and Baker Mayfield's been playing pretty good. Look, I never count anybody out in football because it's any given Sunday, especially they got a little bit of talent on the team. This is like a wait and see because it's a toss up. That's a tough division.
Yeah, it really is. Let's look at the playoffs right now since we talk about the playoffs.
Playoffs.
I'm gonna throw it out there. To you. I'm gonna start out with Talent first. Which current wild card team in the AFC between the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Patriots that are all sitting outside? Which one of them do you think, Talent? Raiders, Ravens, or the Patriots? Do you think they're gonna be able to get that last playoff spot and slide in there? So you got the Raiders, Ravens, and Patriots.
I'm gonna give you some love here, Frank. And I'm going to give you to your all year we've been with this coach argument. I'm going to go with the Patriots for getting that spot. And because all the teams are kind of not really far apart as far as talent and skill, except coaching. I do believe that the Patriots coaching can edge them over the top to get that final spot.
You know what? I'll say this. This could be said as Bill Belichick's best coaching he's ever done. He lost 8 players to COVID, and he lost about another 10 to injuries. And of course, he lost his quarterback, and the team is still considered to make the playoffs. I don't think any team would ever be able to say that. Fig, what you think? The Raiders, Ravens, and the Patriots, which one of those guys sitting outside will be able to get that last playoff spot in the AFC?
Well, just to dispute what you said, the whole NFC is probably as bad as the Patriots been. But you know what, man? Out of all of those 3 teams, to tell you the truth, I like what Talent said, but I think because the Raiders have John Gruden and they've been playing pretty decent. I think quite possibly they're stronger on both sides of the ball than both of those teams, the Ravens and the Patriots. I think maybe the Raiders could squeak in there, man. I really do.
Maybe, but don't forget the Patriots beat the Raiders this year. They beat them bad too. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Let's look at the NFC side. Okay, in the NFC,
do we have to?
You got the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Bears, the Washington team, Philly, and the Cowboys. We know the Cowboys is not getting that last spot. So that's out. So you got the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Bears, Washington, Philly. Which one of those teams you think?
Don't forget my Giants.
Giants, not just yet. Not yet. Because the Giants is already in the playoff. Right now, they're leading. I'm talking about teams that's trying to get in. The Giants are in. If the playoffs was to end today, the Giants would be in.
Right.
All these teams I just mentioned are sitting outside and trying to get that last playoff spot and snatch it from somebody. And that last playoff spot they're trying to snatch is from the Giants. So you got the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Bears, Washington, Philly. Which one do you think Allen's going to get that can possibly snatch that last playoff spot from the Giants?
Well, I'm gonna keep it real and say that Alex Smith over there in Washington, man, is very spooky, man, right now.
Scary, yeah, definitely scary.
My money would be there between them and San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I think they got the high hopes. But if I had to go by just playing, like you said, like today, Alex Smith in Washington, man.
Okay. All right. So, Fig, you want me to give you the same teams again?
No, because I know I would. You know what I was thinking about? And I think the Giants play them this week. I think they play the Cardinals this week.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think the Cardinals, if they beat the Giants, I think the Cardinals got the chance because they got Kyler Murray. I mean, he got banged up a couple of weeks ago, but I think if if Kyler Murray is healthy, they got some weapons over there. They got D-Hop, you know what I mean? They got some weapons, and any given Sunday, if that kid catch fire, he can run. Mm-hmm. He's elusive. They got a nice receiving core. They play decent defense. Right. I think the Cardinals could get it done, man. You know what?
Because the Cardinals, their wide receiver, their star wide receiver, forgot his name. He had COVID. He hadn't played for the last couple of weeks. Now he's not on COVID, so he comes back this week.
Not DeAndre is. You talking about? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. I can't remember his name right now. Let's talk about the NBA now. Yesterday we were having a conversation about LeBron getting a 2-year extension. And then we were talking about just real quick, he's trying to, obviously play along with his son. Now, I'm going to ask you this, Talent, because I wanted to make sure we finish this conversation. If LeBron ends up playing with his son, and his son plays in the NBA, and he plays with them or against them, regardless, whatever. When his son walks on the court with him and he's on the court at the same time, they'll make NBA history right there off the rip. Right. How do you feel about that? Looking at it from an outside, and I know you're not a LeBron hater. I know you're not a LeBron fan. You care either way. How would you feel about that? Looking at LeBron, seeing his son, him and Bronny on the court at the exact same time.
Well, the only way to look at this for me is as a dad. I think it's awesome. I think that's is definitely a once in a lifetime thing. We probably may never get to see it again. We haven't yet. So that would be awesome. If I'm LeBron. And from the footage and what we know of LeBron, he's a great dad. He loves his kids. So from that alone, any parent that really has that kind of love for their kid that can be blessed by that, I wouldn't doubt if you hang around the NBA long as it takes you, brother. If it's a possibility, I don't care if you can't make no layups no more. And you just get to come off and do a couple of these defensive things in a timeout. If you got to hang in there and make that happen. That's a beautiful piece of history.
It would be. It would be NBA history, sports history, Black history,
Beautiful.
All the way across the board. Fig, as a father and a grandfather, do you agree with what Talon said?
100%, man. Not only is LeBron showed himself to be a great dad, a great humanitarian, a great player, and like Talon said, they put NBA players on rosters before just to come in, play a play or two, and so they can retire. You know what I mean? I think they did that for Charles Barkley. I mean, he had a horrific injury. He just wanted to come back. He couldn't play no more, really. But they kept him on the roster just so he could come, you know what I mean, and retire. So that would be absolutely fantastic. And I'm not going to call LeBron James' son Bronny. I'm going to call him LeBron James Jr. because every time I think of Bronny, I think of paper towels.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Now let's jump into the serious conversation part that he said, because this is the part that I was like, okay. I saw in the podcast, LeBron said, you know what? He felt he made history already because he played in the 2 toughest championships ever to be played. And then people have been arguing about that online. Now, he said his 2 toughest championships to be able to capture, which should be in according to him, 1 and 2 in NBA history, was the year that Cleveland came down from 3-1 and they beat Golden State, and this year playing in the bubble. Now, I will say this. I'm going to go on record and saying this. Playing in the bubble, I could definitely see as being one of the toughest NBA championships to get. I don't know about the coming down from 3-1 because I've seen a lot of, there's been a lot of NBA championships that were really, I don't know if about that. I feel right about his 1 and 2. What's your thought process? Do you think those 2 NBA championships were the toughest 2 NBA championships of history of all time, ever played? What you think? Because LeBron thinks so.
Hell no. These ain't even in contention with all the championships that we done been through. First of all, you said you could kind of understand the bubble. The bubble to me was probably the easiest one. The only hard part was if for those who are away from family or, being in confinements, but on the court, hell no. And the one that he came back from, that is hot. I would put that probably in a top 10 or a top 20 situation, but none of those are the hardest championships. Are you kidding me? Clearly, he need to go watch some more tape on Jordan getting beat up. He needs to go watch. Hold on. You mean that this is supposed to be more amazing than a rookie coming into a Laker team playing all 5 positions and getting the championship? This is crazier than that?
According to him, playing in the bubble was extremely difficult and one of his most difficult NBA seasons he's ever played. According to him, because of the mentality what it took to play the game while you're away from your family and away from everything while being in the bubble. So, Fig, what was your thought process? Do you agree or disagree with this statement? What he said?
Are you kidding me? Hey, first off, this is ridiculous. Has he ever been to prison? I mean, because they play basketball in prison too. It's a little different. You can get shanked on your way to the hoop. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So we're talking about difficult. This is ridiculous. Everybody was in the same boat. I can see if he was the only one in the bubble and everybody else got a chance to go home, but everybody else was there with him. They were all there with you. And then the team that he played had 1 star, and the other star they had got injured in the first game. So how could it be the hardest in the bubble? And then the game, if people always, I hate when people do this, but I gotta revisit this history. The game, the way that the Cleveland Cavaliers was able to come back on the Golden State Warriors in Game 5, they lost 3 out of 5 of their starters. They lost. Andre Iguodala had back spasm. Bogut went out with a leg injury, which was their starting center. And Draymond played timid because he was in jeopardy of being suspended again, and he wasn't able to be his full self until Game 7. They would have got beat if Golden State stayed healthy. They would have got beat, and they wouldn't even have got that championship. He just ought to thank Adam Silver or David Stern, whoever was the commissioner at that time, for the stimulus package that he got when they suspended Draymond Green for cursing.
That's a fact.
Get suspended in an NBA Finals game for cursing because the fans can hear you. So what? Cursing?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
He's lucky that he got that one.
For the record, Cleveland was down 3-1 against the best team that won. I think they won 73, 74 games that season, so they were down. So, he looks at it from that perspective. Now, none of us, also for the record, none of us are him. None of us is in the team. None of us has played in the NBA. We all, so hearing from his perspective, I will say like this, Talent. It was interesting to hear him say that those were the 2 championships, because I would have thought he would have said some other team, something else. That's what I would have thought he would have said. But,
I would have thought they would have said the one that seemed the hardest to me is the one when they came back and beat San Antonio when Ray Allen hit the 3-pointer in the corner off of the rebound.
Yeah, true. But he was saying NBA Finals was most difficult and when they had against the most odds. That's what the conversation was. So
and then the year after when they got swept by the San Antonio Spurs, that seemed a little difficult to me.
Yeah, but
they got swept. They couldn't even get a game. That was difficult.
He was talking about ones that they won. So
so that was the ones that you win are the difficult ones, huh? Oh, okay, all right.
Hey, I only say what he said. Talent. Here's the question this morning on Talk Radio and on First Take. I think it was First Take or Get Up, one of those things. I heard it while I was doing my stuff, normal, getting dressed, doing my normal stuff and everything else. They were like, hey, so would you trade Ben Simmons for James Harden? And would you believe that everybody up on the panel, except one guy, everybody up on the panel said, yeah, I'd make that trade. I thought that was ridiculous. I wouldn't trade Ben Simmons for James Harden for nothing. I wouldn't do it.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
You would?
I would do that in a heartbeat. He's just basically a better player. I mean, there's no argument that he's a better player. Cool. Harden's better than Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even an argument. So I would do that, and I would have faith. The reason I would do it, 2 things. He's a better player. I feel like I'm getting a better player, a more veteran. But more importantly, I'm bringing him to Doc. And I think for whatever reason, in my heart of hearts, I think Doc's going to get a lot out of this guy that nobody else did.
Okay, I'll leave you with that. But if it was me, I'd say hell no. There's no way I would train Ben Simmons for James Harden because he can't. James Harden can shoot, but he can't do all the stuff that Ben Simmons can do. Fig, would you make that trade with Ben Simmons for James Harden? Trading up?
I think it works either way. You know what I mean? For a couple of reasons. The one that James Harden is putting a lot of pressure on the Houston organization to be able to get out of there. And Ben Simmons is not a bad replacement. Ben Simmons, he plays defense. Ben Simmons is another version of Magic Johnson. If he develops any kind of jump shot at all, Ben Simmons is another version, like I said, of Magic Johnson. He's 6'10".
Yep.
He runs the floor like a gazelle. He can handle the ball. He's unselfish. He passes the ball. If he develops a jump shot or any kind of shot whatsoever, it doesn't have to be a 3-pointer. If he could get a running
but that's
shot.
A big if though. That's a big if.
Yeah, but I mean he does it right now. He's younger and has a bigger upside.
He don't have it right now, Frank.
But I'm saying he does it to me.
No, he got to get it.
To me, put it to you this way: when Joel Embiid is out, Ben Simmons shines.
Yeah,
this kid shines. He's like a month. It's like this kid is when the lane is not clogged up, a la LeBron James, a young LeBron James. When the lane is not clogged up, Ben Simmons, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Magic Johnson were unstoppable players. If he develops any kind of shot whatsoever, anything that's serviceable. And it doesn't have to be a 3-pointer to me in order for him, because he can play those positions like Magic Johnson. He can play at 6'10".
He can't shoot though. He can't shoot.
I'm not worried. Neither can Giannis, but he won MVP 2 years in a row.
But Giannis is a big dude. My big dude don't have to shoot like my guards.
Okay,
I would take, because I have Joel Embiid. If I was the Sixers, I would take James Harden because you have Joel Embiid. And if I was Houston, I would take Ben Simmons because you don't have a Joel Embiid, and he can do a lot of those things.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's keep the conversation rolling on. Because we're talking about mixing and matching and trades and stuff that's happening. I just found out last night that Kevin Love is being shopped to Golden State, and their talks are heated up to that Kevin Love probably in the next 3-4 days, Kevin Love will probably land on Golden State. Now, I don't know who they're going to give up to get him, but do you like that trade for Kevin Love to be on Golden State? Talent? What do you think? Can you hear about that?
That's nice as hell for Kev, yo. If Kevin Love can get on Golden State, that is You know what makes it so perfect? His years playing with LeBron, believe it or not, inadvertently.
Word of the day.
Inadvertently just got him ready for the role he would play on Golden State. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
The role he had to come down to play alongside LeBron in Cleveland. That role is perfect for Golden State.
I can't knock that. I think
sweet.
Yeah, I think so too. If Golden State has him come off the bench with the second unit, whoo, it could be scary. Fig, what you think?
Man, you saw my reaction, man. I like Kevin Love. I love Chris Bosh. Again, these guys were 20 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need Kevin Love. I'll go back to this again. It really depends on what the team needs you to do. In Golden State, Kevin Love is not going to be necessary for him to be able to do all of the things that he was asked to do in Cleveland, and it's going to be perfect for this dude, man. He is an easy 20-10 guy, 10 rebounds, 20 points all day in his sleep, and we already know that he could knock down an open shot with no pressure. And playing on Golden State with Draymond Green and Steph Curry, we already know he's going to get a lot of open shots. And I'd like if they keep Andrew Wiggins, man, they're going to be a problem. The West is going to be a problem.
I literally think that they could literally be in championship talk, but it really depends on who they have to give up to trade him out. It depends on who they lose. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It really depends on who they lose. Whether people agree or disagree, it's time to bring in my man, Mr. Rodney Perry.
Oh Lord, no, I didn't do nothing wrong this time.
Okay, we're gonna see what he says. Mr. Agree or disagree, time for that segment that we always love to hear. It's called I Disagree with Rodney Perry. So Rodney Perry, you got the floor, bro.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Let's start from the top. I got in my notes here.
You started there.
What that mean? But okay. And Talent went on a tangent about April Madness, June Madness. I was saying to myself, we off to the races. And if that wasn't enough, then we're gonna call it March Maskness. Okay. I'm not mad. Dez Bryant test positive COVID-19. Damn it, Dez. We can't get this man on the field. God damn it, Dez.
Mm-hmm.
I was enjoying the conversation, and then Fig read his dirty head talking about Dez Bryant is infecting people in the ass with going around slapping folks on the ass, and now they get COVID in the ass. Why would you do that? I can't unsee that, Fig.
I can't unsee it.
That visual.
Tyler hit me with a half analogy. He said the Cowboys aren't racist, but they are racially biased. I'm pretty sure that's still racist, but I don't know. I got to get back to me on that. Then my brother Fig came up with the stinkiest of all suggestions that somehow Tony Romo, Tony, some kind of way, he brought up Tony Romo. Tony Romo ain't played since 2016. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about, Figman Freud? It was a stinky suggestion. How dare you, Fig?
Oh, God.
I'm like, when the last time I even heard the man name? Where is Tony Romo? Where is? I'm like, Dak Prescott. Okay. Dak Prescott should get his money. He's proven valuable by not playing. He's proven himself valuable by not playing. The man got hurt. The team is unable to function without him. Jerry Jones pay the man. The bubble of the AFC, if any team gets in, I would like to see the Raiders get in. I would like to see the Raiders get in out of the AFC, break that bubble. Raiders get that last spot. They'll be hot. And in the NFC, the Cardinals should get that last spot.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals should get that. It should be New Orleans top seed. We got Green Bay, the Rams, Giants, Seahawks, Tampa, Vikings, and the Cardinals should round it out and get that last spot. NBA. Boy, you guys, you know, this will kill me. We always find a way to hate on LeBron. Oh, LeBron James. And I get it. Look, I lived through the Jordan era too, but we're no longer in the Jordan era.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're in the LeBron era. Like, who era is it, Fig?
Well, listen, just do me a favor. Just tell me all the players that got a ring in the LeBron era.
Let him finish, Big. Let him finish. Go ahead.
You're still in the LeBron era. And LeBron era, how about this, Fig? The LeBron era is longer than the Jordan era. It's longer. We're talking almost 20 years. This man is about to play with his son, for God's sakes. He's gonna get a chance to play with his son. And I will put this. I'm gonna put LeBron in the GOAT conversation on this, having better semen. LeBron's semen is better.
Wait a minute.
You heard me? LeBron has better semen than Michael Jordan. Sometimes you can't look at the guy. You got to look at his lineage. Come on, talent. You got great semen. Your son is a comedian. You fathered a comedian. Your semen's incredible. LeBron James had the wherewithal, one, to make love to a woman that was an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
He had the wherewithal. He was thinking, I want this boy to be something else. And guess what he didn't have? He didn't have a father. LeBron didn't have no father.
Mm-hmm.
He figured it out. And at the same time, ended up being a great family man. LeBron semen is GOAT semen. Nobody gives a man credit for having the best semen of all time.
Oh God!
We ain't looking at it like that.
Now he's gonna get to play with his son. As Michael Jordan ain't played with his kids ever.
Mm-hmm. Except the backyard.
No, not even in the backyard, Frank. He didn't have time. He was out winning championships.
No,
in a bubble weeping because he can't spend time with his family. Big. LeBron said he had, in his humble opinion, the two toughest championships. The Golden State one. You beat a team that won 70-some games, and Fig say, oh, that's luck. How dare you, sir? How freaking dare you? Oh, they lost Iggy. They lost Iggy. Are you serious? Iguodala? The guy they went and got, they went and found Iguodala. Are you serious?
He couldn't get into the TV screen anymore.
You bring up Iguodala, Bogut, and Green to illustrate. All right. I'm not going to argue about the bubble. We don't know about the bubble. We don't know about the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how the bubble was tough on people. We don't know. We do know when you put the Clippers in the bubble, they don't work. You know that. You know, you put the Clippers. Look at that. Everybody didn't make it out the bubble.
Yo, this is crazy.
Clippers don't work in the bubble. How about that? All right. Lastly, James Harden potentially going to Philly for Ben Simmons. First of all, Ben Simmons is better than we think. I think you guys spoke to that point. And how about this? Nobody's ever going to say this publicly, but Rodney Perry going to say it. James Harden is a loser. A loser. By definition.
Mm-hmm.
He gets there and he loses. He gets there and he loses. Guess what he playing in Fig? The LeBron James era.
Mm-hmm.
And how about this? How about this as a thought? How about this? Have y'all peeped this? Remember the West was the place, everybody in the West. Watch out, everybody in the West. Where all the West players going? To the East, my brother, to the East. all the players that's supposed to be the cold dudes, they was in the West. We're in the West. The West is the best. LeBron over there in the Easy League. If he was in the West, guess what? LeBron in the West, where everybody going? To the East, my brother. To the East. Kevin Love go to Golden State. That's a good look. I'm done.
All right. Beautiful.
First of all, for LeBron, first 7 years, he was a loser, too.
I just want to say one. I'm going to say one name.
You can't dispute his semen, though.
Can I say one name?
You cannot dispute his semen.
Can I say one name?
Man, semen is incredible.
One name.
Go ahead.
Dirk Nowitzki. I'm done.
So you're gonna sit up. You're gonna sit up.
Dirk Nowitzki.
You gonna call out a white man on me?
That's who LeBron lost to. Dirk Nowitzki.
Hold on. Let me pull the race card.
Let me get the show rolling. Let's keep the show going on.
Pull the race card, Fig.
I see you, Roger.
Got a bunch of them too.
So, Talent, question for you, brother. We're gonna go around and ask people these questions, right? I found out this morning that there's another disgruntled player on the Houston Rockets. That disgruntled player is PJ Tucker. So yep. I guess the problem now is Houston has now.
That's like that Iguodala man. So what?
So now, Talent, should Houston trade also PJ Tucker, or should they tell him, sit down, relax, wait till we make some moves, bro? We about to make something happen here because you're going to be the man. What do you think, Talent?
Well, I would hope that they would try to get to the bottom of it and work on his patience and let him know they're building something right now. But is that some homeboy stuff going on? You know what I mean? Is it like because my boy's leaving, I might as well finagle my way to leave too?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's that, ain't nothing you're going to tell him going to make him happy if it's the homeboy situation. But if it's something that can be rectified, well, he's like, oh, you're breaking the team up. They need to pull him to the side and reassure him it's a method to the madness what we're doing.
Okay. Fig, do you agree with that? If you're PJ Tucker, you agree with what he just said?
No, PJ Tucker is one of the dudes who didn't come into the NBA with a golden parachute, if you will. He had to work his way through the European League and other leagues and stuff like that. Then he finally made his way. Mm-hmm. And if the Houston Rockets are in a rebuilding era, then at least the least they could do is get this man an opportunity to go play, you know what I mean, with an opportunity to win. Because he really, if nobody else put in their time, PJ Tucker is one of the guys who put in this time, and they should be able to let him go do what he wants to do. I wouldn't hold on to a guy like that. You know what I mean? I'd let him go do what he wanted to do. I'll
say this too, for the record, I think half of him being disgruntled is he realizes that he's underpaid. So Rodney Perry, what you think, man? You think about PJ Tucker? Should the Rockets trade him?
Well, first of all, James Harden ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get a new coach. Everybody need to calm down in Houston. Okay. You need to calm down. You get a new coach. You don't have to play like that no more. You don't have to play like the way they've been playing with Harden at the center of the focal of this whole thing. Everybody's going to start touching that ball, which is going to make everybody a little happier. They'll get their stats up, and that's going to come into play. So playing that old way is gone. My man is gone, and I think we can look forward to seeing Houston being a new, completely new vibe, completely new look. Yeah. Harden ain't going nowhere.
Okay. All right. So I will tell you officially, I disagree with you. I think Harden's going somewhere.
Are you calling that the Houston Rockets the new addition, Rodney?
I wish I thought of that. I wish.
I can't believe he said that.
I wish I thought of that.
We can't believe he said that. So, Talent, let me ask you this. Talent, today is December 9th. December 21st is right around the corner, bruh. Giannis still is sitting there, hasn't been moved, but yet has not signed that max contract. We talk about Giannis every day or every other day. I don't know. I'm kind of getting nervous. If I'm Milwaukee management, I'm like, you know what, man? What are you gonna do? Sign the contract at the very last minute? What you thinking? Because again, it's December 9th.
The lady said we're going to dinner at 8:00. It's only 7:05. Calm down.
It's an analogy.
He got to the damn 21st. Let the man probably doing. You know what's crazy? While people are stressing on this side of the gate, he probably doing something real simple and human, or playing a video game right now, making a peanut butter and jelly, something real simple, and people are like, "Oh my God, sign it!" I'm gonna get to it. Let me just breathe. He's just being a guy right now.
What he doing?
A peanut butter jelly sandwich playing a video game.
Something real simple and like human. Like, because when we home alone, I don't care how much money you got. You know, I done been in rooms with the most money in the world. And when they close the door, they behind closed doors.
Peanut butter jelly
shit. They do regular, simple shit. They got $1 billion in the bank, and they in there making a peanut butter and jelly.
Fig, you think he's in there making a P&J?
You know what? I was thinking to myself when Talon said that. I wonder if peanut butter and jelly is an East Coast thing. Or do they make peanut butter and jelly on the West Coast? Peanut butter and jelly is like comfort food. You know what I mean? And comfort food is the kind of stuff you want to eat when it's cold. Mm-hmm. You know, peanut butter and jelly. I don't remember getting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich when it's hot outside. Except when I was a kid.
It's delicious. Put it on toast.
It really is.
The number one meal to order on cruise ships.
Is that right?
Didn't know that.
You know what? I take that. I had to take that. I had to take
well,
that.
I didn't know that's why you laughed.
But you know what? If I was Milwaukee, I would be a little concerned. That's a lot of money for him to just leave sitting there. You know what I mean? That's over 228 million. Yes. That's a lot of money to sit there to the last minute and just be looking around like, yo, man, put it this way. If somebody put a contract in the middle of the damn ocean, it was $228 million, I swim my ass out there and sign it. You see what I'm saying? It just would be sitting there.
Well, Riley Perry, he got his thing sitting there waiting for him. All he got to do is sign it. It's the 9th. Is he gonna wait to the last minute and sign it, or do you think he's gonna get traded?
I think he's like Talon said, he just ate a loaf of bread,
chilling,
45 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Here goes, man. He probably should leave. I think he has a sense of loyalty. You know, he is African, right? Well, ain't
yeah.
I think he has a certain sense of loyalty that American dudes don't have. So because of that, I think he really wants to stick it out there. But people are probably advising, man, get out of here. It's Milwaukee, for God's sake. And he's listening, and he's gonna make a decision when he don't have no choice. That's when we'll see him make the decision. As long as he had a choice, he gonna sit there and he gonna eat that peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he might put some bananas on that mug.
Okay, that's right. And Rodney, you know what else? And Milwaukee is also. I'm not saying they're racist, but I think they could be racially biased.
Oh no! Milwaukee's very racist.
Oh,
everybody knows that. We had the NBA player get into some racial stuff just a year ago. But
yeah,
you gotta understand something. To be racist doesn't mean, like, if you do things, you can do things that are biased without being racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
or maybe, guys, maybe he's waiting on a new edition.
I got you. I got one for you, Rodney. I got one for you.
What is it about the teams that wear green in the most racial states in the NBA?
All right, so Rodney, let me ask you this: being that you want to do a dig, I'm gonna throw you with a dig. Should Chicago, your favorite Chicago, should the Bulls get rid of Derrick Rose, because they're shopping him? They're shopping him. Should they shop him or should they keep him?
The Bulls should have got rid of Derrick Rose when they found out his legs were made of glass. Okay, Derrick Rose has to go. Like I would rather them trade Derrick Rose for Frank Holder.
Horrible trade. I can't even run up the court, man.
Oh man,
I believe in you, Frank.
I got maybe 2 trips up and down. That's it.
That's all we need. Derrick Rose got a half a trip.
I'm so far out of shape. 2 trips up and down. But with their talent, do you think the Chicago Bulls should trade him, man?
I don't know, man. Derrick Rose looked like he made a turnaround. He's looking really good. But Chicago needs a bunch of movement to happen. So for that to happen, I think you do move him around. I think Chicago is in that. This is a make or break season coming up for Chicago to be real solid. If it's any time for any team to make a play, especially in the Eastern Conference, is this season.
I can't disagree. Hey, Fig, Derrick Rose literally couldn't land on the Lakers. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, we'll see about that happens. But Chicago, should they trade him? Should they get rid of Derrick Rose? Should
I think if they could get somebody serviceable, they should move him, man. Derrick Rose, his best days are behind him. He ain't making a big splash no more. And my last statement is, who ain't going to the Lakers? We got everybody going to the Lakers. We got Derrick Rose, Shaquille O'Neal is going there, Magic Johnson is coming out of retirement.
Dorothy Hamill is going to
Dorothy Hamill.
Everybody.
The funny thing is since the Lakers won the NBA championship, they are rumored to get. They literally are picking and choosing, and this is fact. They're picking and choosing the players they want because next year is the biggest NBA, free agency signings. They've got at least 15 top-notch, top-tier players coming. So right now, the Lakers are picking and choosing with some of those guys. I mean,
I can see Derrick Rose. I can see Derrick Rose ending up on the Knicks.
Yeah, I could too.
No. We did that already.
Yeah, we did that.
That's why it could happen again. Y'all do stuff like that.
If we didn't take Melo back, we don't want Derrick.
Melo didn't want to come back. Y'all already ruined his life.
Yeah, he want to go back.
Yeah, that's true. Melo said the hell with them.
Yeah, he was done. Melo was done.
Melo from New York. He'll come back.
I don't blame him.
When you lose your wife in the city, you don't want to go there no more.
No, they back together. Together.
Well, anyway, that's the show.
Not yet. It can't be.
Yeah, that's the big show. We got
Rodney ain't never lied. You lose your wife.
Yeah, and he said it all smooth too. We got to get roll out here. Tomorrow we're gonna have more of this conversation, and we got to finish talking about all the NBA free agents and there's 15 top tier ones. Plus, we got to talk about who is the best in the NFL right now. And even we didn't talk about one game all week, and I purposely didn't do that. None of y'all picked it up. We didn't talk about my man Cam Newton and how he destroyed the LA Chargers.
The best player in the NFL is Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk about that this week.
Wow. We'll talk about all that. I like that how you slid that in there.
What about the greatest seaman of all time?
We might have another conversation about that too. Tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
You can find me at seaman.com. This man is determined to make us talk about this man, Seaman. It's just comedy on Twitter, Talent the Comedian on Instagram, King Talent on Facebook. Holla at your boy. That's how we do it on the box.
Yo, this is your boy Fig. You can find me on all social media platforms at Comedian Fig. I may be hanging out with that dude over there, or I may be hanging out with that dude over there because he got his own .com. And contrary to popular belief, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James was never in the Navy, although we keep talking about seamen.
Hey, yo, Rodney Perry, man, RodneyPerry.com, Rodney Perry Live for all the social media. It's an honor to rock with these guys every day. Frank Holder, you got it, brother.
I will just say this, Fig left us on a great one. Wow. The Navy. Anyway, y'all, this is the show called The Box Seats. It's on the Humor Mill. We are on every day, Monday through Friday, 1 to 2. You can download us. Also, we are on the platform called The Humor Mill. It's on the Humor Mill app. We're also on the Humor Mill channel. We got a lot more stuff in store. Hopefully, we'll get that guest or two that we try to get in for the rest of the week. But either then, we'll figure it all out. But until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. He said,